hand-delivered a statement to you earlier today stating that these people are off on a limb.
For the longest time, I struggled with it because it was like I felt like Michael was, first of all, somebody I could trust, but somebody who was a friend. At one point, Michael actually was saying that Ralph should retire, that Michael was the new Ralph, and that Ralph can go off to pasture. And that's when I felt like it was Dr. Frankenstein creating this monster. Ralph trusted him, we all trusted him, and then all of a sudden, it was like, who is this guy? And I'll never forget the phone call after Michael's movie came out, and I said to these people, I said, how about going to the annual meeting next year with Roger Smith and bring up this? I said, just let Michael Moore go. He's the great savior.
You purport to be a supporter of Flint, and yet you made a mockery in the film of a couple of fundraisers that put more than $75,000 back into this community. What are you going to put back into this community?
I'm sorry I made a movie that millions of Americans want to see.
I thought Fahrenheit 9/11 was very insightful. I thought it was an excellent social criticism that was needed at the time. We are all Americans, however, we need to be critical of our government to make them do a better job.
I think that he's really good at what he does. I hear from people that he's, sort of twists people's words and stuff, but I think that his films are important, and I feel that they bring up a lot of interesting points of view.
Michael's security harassed my cameraman and refused to let him plug into the soundboard to get clear audio, despite the fact other cameramen are doing the same thing. I'm starting to think Michael Moore doesn't want us to make this film. I thought he liked Canadians.
Just trying to videotape the Michael Moore. That's it.
No. And if you continue to bother us, we're going to be asked to leave. That's what I'm being told.
Well, all I know is you let these other people in, so I just
okay. I don't have the answer to that. The only thing I have the answer to is you saying no. I don't know why or anything like that. That's my final answer. I'm also being told if you continue to bother and harass us about it, we're going to be asked to leave.
That's harassment now. I was just asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a few of our Republican brothers and sisters who joined us today. No. Let's show them we're not like them. We actually welcome opposing viewpoints at our rallies. It's not. You go to a George Bush rally, you got to sign a loyalty oath to get in there. It's a party run by angry white guys, and if you turn on any of their right-wing talk shows or O'Reilly or Scarborough or any of those things on TV, and they're angry all the time, right? They shout, they're, shut up! No, you shut up! Shut up! We'll be right back. Shut up! It's, the reason they're so angry is because they know their time is up.
I was absolutely disappointed. I was hoping to actually hear a platform from the other side. Though I am a Republican, I am an open-minded Republican. All today I heard was bandwagon approach and slander. I don't like hearing slander from either side, but this was an absolute insult to my integrity today.
Have you seen Fahrenheit 9/11?
I have not seen Fahrenheit 9/11. I'm a very sensitive person. I cried seeing Saving Private Ryan.
I think Michael Moore was eloquent, articulate, and empowering to the student body here at Wayne State.
After the success of Roger and Me, people clamor to work with Michael. In 1994, he develops a satirical TV show called TV Nation.
For the next 8 weeks here, we're going to be bringing you the kinds of stories you won't see anyplace else on TV. So stick with us tonight here on our first night of TV Nation.
It's TV Nation with Michael Moore.
He put me in a position to be able to do stuff that was smart and funny and edgy and provocative and fun to execute. He let me do stuff that nobody else will ever let me do.
Judge Starr.
We did a whole impeachment piece where we went to Washington 2 days after they formally decided that they were going to try and impeach Clinton.
Judge Starr, I think I found a cheaper way to conduct a witch hunt.
Tool of Satan, look at what thou hast done.
We hired a bunch of extras who made all these Puritan costumes like out of the Crucible and just raised hell.
Your witch hunt cost $40 million. Mine only cost $560.
We nailed something right, which was, it was a witch hunt. And we made the really obvious equation, which is, well, let's all dress up as Puritans and go act like we're having a witch hunt. And people responded to it.
I've had quite enough of your antics, and I would like you all to leave.
We're just conducting a witch hunt.
Yes, that's apparent.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a lefty, and I always wanted to be an active, not bitter lefty. And so working for Michael gives you a chance to sort of go, you know what? Fuck me? No, fuck you.
It was one of those jobs where you worked really hard, and at the end of the day, you were really proud, not that you just made a good TV show, but that you made something that could potentially influence people and make the world a better place. Eventually, I became this person called Crackers, the corporate crime-fighting chicken. I would give a speech when I went into cities. It was like, greetings, citizens. I hope you're being paid a decently hourly wage in accordance with all state and federal labor laws. How is your health insurance? And then I just go on and go, so much corporate crime, so little time. The management style is very sort of passive-aggressive. It was never like in a traditional entertainment job in LA or New York. People just yell and call you names. There, it was very much more, oh, you're not staying with the rest of us, you know. you wouldn't necessarily get balled out, but you just wouldn't get invited to certain meetings.
Many people, especially those who had worked closely with him, felt that his ego was massively out of control, and also speculated that it was overcompensation on the part of someone who was at bottom deeply insecure.
My experience with Michael was great. I love him. And so, I mean, you always hear stories, but it was Michael's show. It was his ass on the line, so he got to have his own way.
The first day I started working there, I just moved from Canada, but my film was opening in Vancouver, and I said, could I take Friday off so I could go and see my film open in Vancouver? And then the next day I came into work, and there were 2 round-trip tickets sitting on my desk and a note from him and his wife Kathleen saying, like, what are you, nuts? Go see your film open in Vancouver, good luck, you know, get out of here.
He turns it on, and it's magic, and then it just, like, he goes into, like, the low mode, and you don't want to be around him when he's in that low mode, you know, and then he comes back, and he's, like, happy, smart, funny guy again. I definitely do remember a lot of times where he was in the Four Seasons, and we were at the dumps on the other side of town, and I just wish that at times he would have stayed in the dumps with us. But he would justify it. He's like, yeah, I'm a Midwest guy. What do Midwest people want to do? They want to get rich. So I'm like, all right. I'll hand in that piece on fat cats on the way home to my apartment on the Lower East Side, stepping over junkies, while you go up to your swanky condo.
Back on tour, Michael is urging the slackers to get off their butts and vote in the 2004 election.
Well, here's what we're doing all across the country. If you're a non-voter, tonight I'm going to give you some prizes for committing to vote in front of these people here. And your choices are tonight, the sustenance of all slackers, ramen noodles, ramen noodles, ramen noodles, or clean underwear, clean underwear. Clean underwear.
Michael believes if more young people had voted in the 2000 election, there would have been a different result.
I have decided to contest this inaccurate and incomplete count in order to ensure the greatest possible credibility for the outcome.
Ballots are recounted and both sides challenge the procedures in court, while the voters take to the streets.
No. Come on, everybody, take it easy.
When we read about election fraud in other countries, we accept it unconditionally. Oh, really? In Zimbabwe? Oh, really? In Uzbekistan? Oh, really? In Tajikistan? Really? There was voter fraud? Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was some in America, too. That's crazy. You're crazy.
I do think that there's been a polarization that's been growing.
You have no answer.
I don't know that that's totally unhealthy. Passion and a passionate discussion of issues, I don't think is bad for democracy.
You stole it. We're trying to get it back.
I'm really happy that the whole thing has sort of blown up in this country's face. So many things have come up that I think people were never aware of, starting with just the fact that their vote doesn't count.
A great deal of Michael Moore's popularity comes from the fact that there simply isn't anyone on the left saying